Is your pinky giving you trouble? Doesn't it just sometimes feel like your pinky has a mind of its own and you just can't tell it what to do? Well, that is all of us. But fear not, I got 10 exercises here for you to help you whip your pinky into shape. But before I give you those 10 exercises, just let me give you this as a warning. And please, whatever you do, please do not skip this section because it's very important. So you should take these exercises more or less as a joke.
Huh?
And no, this is not an April Fool's joke. I do have 10 exercises for you. It's just that these exercises, they were never developed as a serious exercises. More or less, they just came about when I was, messing around on the guitar. I'm just sitting back, just mindlessly doing something, and I had the idea of doing something to train my pinky. So they were never something that I thought of to do on a regular basis. The reason why you don't want to play these exercises on the regular is because they require you to play with nothing but these two fingers. Yes, the two weakest links on our hands. And as we all know, these two fingers are just not our primary fingers. Well, at least for the most of us, right? We don't use these on a regular basis. So when you start playing these where you only use these two fingers, you can very easily overwork and put too much stress on these two fingers. So once you start trying out these exercises, you will probably feel soreness and strain coming from this side of your hand. When you do, you absolutely want to rest and not overexert yourself. You just don't want to use them on a regular or extended fashion. To be frank, the best way to use these exercises is to use as a gauge. So start by picking a very slow tempo that you're comfortable with. Of course, you're most likely gonna fumble through it. Maybe some of them you can't even play it just because how challenging it is. Then go back to your regular lessons, go back to your regular routine, and then come back to it maybe 2 weeks after, maybe a month, or maybe several months after, and see where you are at now. If you've been practicing non-stop, you will probably see that you have made some improvement. Maybe you can do it once or twice, maybe 5 times maximum, just however many times that it won't feel stress on these fingers. Or maybe use it as a warm-up as well. So there are several ways that you can use this. The key point is just don't overexert yourself on these exercises. But of course, if you're experienced and you know your body well, then please play away. Just know that this program will not be responsible for any unpleasant outcome that might come with these exercises. So with that out of the way, let's start with level 1. Extreme pinky workout presented by Berry Building Blocks. Here is level 1. So as you can see, I'm just playing a kind of like a chromatic run with nothing but my ring finger and my pinky. The point is just to play 2 notes per string. You can do ascend, you can do descend. You can pick anywhere on the neck. You can mix up different patterns like this. Or you can do... The most important thing is to play slow and play to a metronome. So pick a tempo that you're comfortable with and just go with that. But always keep in mind, do not overwork these 2 fingers. And one thing I can add is instead of starting with the down pick, you can also try starting with the up pick. That way you can add some varieties to your picking hand as well. Now moving on to level 2. So now we're playing closer to a full chromatic scale, still missing some notes, but it doesn't matter. The point is to play 4 notes per strings, but we only have 2 fingers, so you'll be forced to shift positions. Now once again, you can mix up all kinds of different patterns. You can do ascend, you can do descend. You can even mix up the pattern like this. So I'm switching a string and then I'm alternating each position shift. The possibility is endless. You can just change it up however you like. Once again, play to a metronome, starting from a slow point, and don't overwork yourself. Now let's move on to level 3. So as you can see, instead of playing 2 notes per string, we're gonna do hammer on. If there's hammer on, you know it, there's gonna be pull-offs as well. Now once again, play to a metronome, pick anywhere on the neck, and just go ahead and start this exercise. Now this is definitely something that will start to really put stress on your fingers. So be careful, whenever you feel soreness, just try to take a rest, okay? I'm already feeling something here. I'm not sure if I can finish filming this in one go. Alright, we're gonna move on to the next level, and up until now, we have been playing non-musical stuff just for the sake of exercises, which is totally fine. But moving on, we're gonna change that. So starting with level 4, we're gonna play a super popular tune in metal. So that is Seek and Destroy by Metallica. It's one of the most popular beginner metal songs just because it's quite simple and the tempo is not too fast. And frankly, you can actually play almost the whole song with just your ring finger and pinky. The challenging part is whenever there is a full step gap, you will struggle. And let me just warn you ahead of time. Stretching is something that you want to do over time. It's not something that you can develop within a short time. You cannot force stretch. You will absolutely tear your tendon and then cause permanent injury or long-term injury. You don't want that. So if you feel stressed doing this stretch, don't stress it. You can move it around at first, okay? So play Seek and Destroy by using these two fingers only once in a blue moon, just to see if you can do it. If you want to test whether or not your flexibility has improved, this is one way to test it. Now we're gonna move on to level 5, and it's also a super well-known tune. Actually, it's so well-known that even people who don't play guitar will know this song. So that is Pink Panther's theme. In the main motif part, it's basically written all in chromatic scale, so it's very good for this crazy little exercise. But again, there are some big gap here. And also at the end, there's a bigger gap that I can do myself. So this is a 1.5 step gap. I can't stretch myself here, so I'm just gonna have to jump around. Once again, if you feel stress, you feel soreness, stop. Now, level 6 is another well-known song. As soon as I play it, you'll recognize it right away. So obviously that is Sweet Child O' Mine by Guns N' Roses. Instead of playing it the regular way, I'm playing with the last 3 fingers. We're moving on to level 7, and for that I have to down tune my guitar. Wake up! Yes, that is Chop Suey by System of a Down. I almost said Breaking Benjamin, I don't know why. But yeah, this is a super fun song to play when you play properly with your index finger and middle finger. It's super simple, but to play this little tremolo type of thing with just your ring finger and pinky, it's quite a killer. Oh my god. Alright, let's move on to the next level. Alright, level 8 is another very popular metal tune. So that is none other than The Trooper by Iron Maiden. And it's very famous for this little trill right here. Once again, it's easy to do with index and middle finger, but when you swap it to your middle, to your ring finger and pinky, it becomes a death trip. Start slow, do not overwork yourself. If you want to get it down to where you can play up to tempo with these 2 fingers, I don't know why you would set that as a goal, but if you want to, start slow, alright? Moving on to level 9, we have another super recognizable tune. A lot of beginners struggle with this one already because it involves a lot of hammer-on pulled-off motion. In the actual song, the player actually picks a song, but the motion of doing this a lot makes that song quite a challenge for a lot of beginner players. And here's the song. So that is Thunderstruck by AC/DC, obviously. As I said earlier, Angus actually picks all the notes, but a lot of players decide to change that to hammer-on and pull-offs just to challenge themselves, like this. that is level 1 of level 9. Now we're gonna bump it up to level 2 and do it with nothing but your pinky. That in itself is already pretty challenging because you have to really be accurate with your movement. But you want to know what's actually hard? We're gonna do the boss level of level 9. So it's gonna be playing with nothing but your pinky. We're not gonna pick the notes, we're gonna do hammer-ons and pull-offs. Also, we're gonna do it faster. Something like this. So there you have it, the boss level of level number 9. So once again, if you ever want to try to match a tempo, I don't know why anyone would set that goal, but if you do, here's a tip for you. Instead of just relying completely on just your pinky, you can stack it up with your ring finger like this. That way it gives you a lot more strength than just doing this. But again, I don't know, this is not a very practical skill or a trick or tip, anything. But if you ever want to try to do this at that tempo, that is how you do it. Every single level, I have to remind you, do not overwork yourself, alright? Moving on to final level. This one is what I call a death pinky scale run. So in a nutshell, it's just a very basic scale run. But what makes it challenging is using this crazy pattern of 1, 4, 3, 4 and alternated between 1, 4, 2, 4. And this is not something that I came up with. I saw this first from a random Chinese guitarist, an absolute beast of a player. He's doing it at a very insane speed. I can't find that video anymore. But there happens to be another very well-known guitarist online that uses this as a practice. And his name is Roy.
Cool.
As you can see, it's blazing fast. And he's just doing it anywhere that he feels like. But this one is more of a scale run. And the one that I demonstrate is in harmonic minor. You can do it in any scale you want. Let's try it in major. So pick a scale that you like. You can start from A, you can start from G, you can start from F, anywhere on the next solo. You can run through the whole scale and then you can try it with this. And as I said earlier, all of these exercises you should play to a metronome. And always start from a very slow tempo. This is the exercise that I'm still struggling myself. My best is probably around 140, 150. As you can see, I'm struggling to keep up with 150. So my comfort zone is still in 140. This is definitely something that will take a long time. Just as I've been saying throughout this whole video, this is not an exercise that you want to drill all day because you will really put a lot of stress onto this part of your hand. If you feel something here, you feel soreness or tension here, just give it a rest. This is not something you want to do to an extended fashion, alright? So there you have it, 10 levels of stupidly hard, extreme pinky workout to level up your pinky game. Like and subscribe, leave in the comment and tell me which one you struggle the most. Send it to your friend and see where they're at. Challenge them, challenge yourself, and challenge me as well. Now I'll see you in the next video. So that is Sweet Home Child, oh my. Sweet Home Child, oh my.